What is up, guys? It has been quite a minute since I've made a video and posted on YouTube. So if you stick around, I don't know, grab some popcorn, grab something to munch on while you're watching this video, because it's going to be quite a bit of a long video. Alright, let me catch you up. If you guys are following me on Instagram, I'm gonna post our picture or whatever up here so you guys can see. My wife and I, we moved to California, to Los Angeles. She wants to go to FITM, which is a brand marketing school. She's gonna take marketing for like brand management, so that's why she wants to go there. I want to go to the Los Angeles recording school. So we decided we move out here, you know, and it was kind of like on a whim. I had stopped working with the guys and I wanted to kind of pursue more recording, and I want to get into recording other bands. So I was like, I want to go to school for it, and then I want to kind of set up my own little home studio and, like, you know, help bands kind of write their stuff and like make demos and record them, and then eventually, like, you know, get Pro Tools or get freaking, you know, a good program like fucking Logic 10 and invest in some really good monitors and fucking just go hammy doodles and start making a nice little home studio. So yeah, so we moved out here and we've been out here 6 months now. I haven't put out a video in like, I think a year was my last video I put up. Being out here, I haven't been, you know, doing much, just been working, but I have been posting stuff on Instagram, little videos, and you know, people comment and like and stuff like that. And one of my followers was like, would you mind like making a video showing how you get your tone and how you mix your guitars for the guitar, because it sounds really good like what you're mixing on these Instagram little videos. And I was like, yeah, sure, man, I'll DM you when I post the video on YouTube. Mind you, this video will kind of be a little long. If you stick around, hopefully you'll learn something that will help you mix stuff on your phone, or, you know, the whole bit. Alright, so right now I'm playing my Schecter Synyster Custom S. I really dig this guitar, like, in the way it sounds. It's very mid-range, powerful. It's got a lot of clarity, but it's got punch too. Play around with the knob a little bit if you want to kind of like a crunch and like an in-between mid-rangey or mid-gainy stuff. The neck pickup is super smooth for it being a sustaining act pickup, an active pickup. Almost sounds like a Telecaster meets like Strat clean. But like I said, this guitar is very Les Paul with a Tele and a Strat. You know what I mean? All blended, mashed up and together. I know a lot of people say that Floyd Roses are a pain in the butt to keep in tune. I use a 13 to a 74. It's intonated, and I make sure that everything is properly set up for what I'm gonna be playing. So the lower you drop tune for stability, you're gonna need a thicker string, and that's just like physics. As long as you intonate a Floyd Rose and you don't touch it and you're not constantly changing tunings, you're good to go, and it stays in tune and everything. So I'm going from this into this Line 6 Pod X3 Live. I'm coming out of it to the right channel. It's mono, so it's coming out into my Focusrite in the second channel. So we're gonna remember that for when we are selecting our inputs from the interface. And this is just a Focusrite interface. It's a iTrack Studio for iPad and mobile devices, Apple mobile devices. You can connect to it with a lightning cable. See that? It's like, it looks like the iPhone charger. But anyway, I connect to that, and then I have a microphone, and that's plugged into my first channel. But let me show you more of like what's going on on the pedal board and what I'm using. Alright, so on this pedal I'm coming in with the guitar and then out into the interface, but in the signal chain I'm getting all of my tone from here. Normally when I'm mixing and I'm trying to get like a closer to professional studio audio sound, I will use bias effects. But trying to film this video and edit the sound at the same time through bias effects, it was just like impossible. It didn't work. Again, this isn't like, if you really want to get good sound, you need better software. This is, this is still good, but it's fairly outdated compared to what like the new modeling amps are featuring, and like, especially amp sims on like a really top of the line running MacBook with like really good software or something, or a PC that's like it was built for producing music. So yeah, so I'm going through here. I have my gate. This is just a signal chain, and then I have a tube screamer in front of. This would be a 2001 diamond plate, so a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier basically. It's going through a 68 green 25, so that's probably greenback. A 4x12, and then it's got a 421 dynamic mic up against it. So, and then you can add this feature right here, the room knob. You can turn that up, and which is, I have it set to 14 right here. I have it set to 14, and it just adds like, that effect you would get from having a live cab in a room and miking it, and like adding some space and textures. So there's that one, and then there's your EQ that you would have on a regular amp, and then there's like a presence knob too, and then the drive. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I just compress it to make it all sound even and cohesive, especially like when I'm going from like lead parts to like rhythm parts. And then when I switch to this clean channel, I have straight up preamp, just straight up clean. It's just like DI, everything's flat. I'm just using it as a DI for a clean, and like I got like a drive, like, if it was like an amp, you know what I mean? Like the Seymour Duncan preamp, whatever. This is basically a simplified version of that. And then, just some compression on your clean, because that's always good. When everything's like, dynamic cleans, you don't want to completely crush it. I have it set to negative 24 dB, so it's not like crazy crushing it. Then you can go into your DAW and like add delay, because it's in time with your music. Well, at least that's the way it works in GarageBand. That's pretty much all that happens here. Once I go into GarageBand on the iPhone, you'll see how I mix it. I'll try to come up with a riff, mix it so that it sounds good, and then I'll show you like the finished product, and then we can go from there. I'll show you how to mix that so it's cohesive with the drums and everything sounds good. So I'm gonna transition this into there. I'll kind of show you where things go from here. Let me close this. Mic check 1 2. Hey hey. Mic check 1 2. Hey hey. Oh my god, I gotta deal with this shit again. Oh. Mic check 1 2. Hey hey. Mic check 1 2. Hey hey. Do like a mic volume. Oh. Don't want too much. I guess I could do like a boost in here. So this is my mic. I'm just like trying to re-engage so that way you guys can hear me well, good and well. Right here. There's good. Where did I have it at last time? All right. So right here. That's good. Alright, cool. So after I run that signal into this, it's going to go in here. I'm going to open this one up, and I'm going to select that as my channel and input so that my guitar will be connected to my interface. And there you go. Oh, why is there reverb on there? Ugh. Put reverb on there. Why is there reverb? Oh, no reverb. Put that on an accent. Alright, so there's your tone. So I'm basically gonna go through with, we're gonna write a riff together. So I'm gonna just explain what I did here. This one, well, let's just look at it. I basically added a high pass, so I cut a lot of all this right here in the 5K area, and then the lows right here, and then like a little bit of this mids for when I'm palm muting. So it's not like crazy. Alright, so let's try to write a freaking riff together. Always want to test the two drums. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I EQ my guitars, and I'll let me play something for you. There you have a riff. Alright, so I've already pre-recorded some of the riffage, so let's just listen to that back. So that's pretty much it. And I mean, this playing is it's far from perfect, but just so you guys can get an idea of mixing. So we're just gonna start mixing these guitars. I already have some like pre setup ones, so I'll show you what the finished product sounds like, or not finished product, but you know what I mean, somewhat more better sounding. So that's pretty much what it sounds like, in comparison when I take all the filters off. Let's just go through and start adding some add a high pass to it. And so you guys know, it is important that you do this in the mix, like listening to the entire mix, or at least when you're doing guitars, do this while you're mixing drums. If you already have your drums mixed, which I do, I would do this while mixing drums, or after have already mixing drugs. After having already mixed drums, so you'll see I already have some like filters on it. So this is my kick. Then that's your basically your toms, and then the one above that would be your snare. I have 2 snare tracks so that you know, I can add some verb in some sections, some reverb. So that's basically what that is. And then you know, just your cymbal track, which is that one right there. And then like if I was recording drums live, like a live kit, I would obviously have a room mic in the room picking up the, you know, complete sound of the drums, and just kind of like to capture that room sound, so it doesn't sound so how would I say, it doesn't sound too like dead. You want some like space and you want some room when you're like recording drums. So that's basically what I've kind of emulated here in these MIDI tracks. So we've added our first high pass to the first track. Now we're going to do it to the second track of guitars. Alright, so there's the high pass. Now we need to pull out the harsh frequency, and you'll be able to hear it. So I kind of just listen to it. So again, we're just pulling out bad frequencies right now. And you're gonna hear them. They're gonna be in different, you know, each track will be in different places because it's different different takes. So you're playing differently in between takes sometimes, and like, you know, like humans aren't like machines or computers, so they can't replicate the exact same thing every single time. And like, I mean, it's very close, and you can't hear the difference. But like when you're finding frequencies to cut out, you're gonna notice that they're gonna be in different places that are more I like to call them irritating frequencies, but they're just unpleasant. Like they cause fatiguing in your ears, so that's why you want to pull all those frequencies out. And so now we're just going to go through and add the low pass. We're going to try not to cut too much definition out of the guitars. Just the unnecessary like high noise that you would like here.
you know, when an amp is on, or like, you know, the frequency in the room, you hear like that buzzing or like a white noise type of sound. So that's basically what we're going to do. And you can kind of hear the guitar disappear until I start to bring it back up. Alright, so now we're sounding a lot better. You can hear it kind of like disappear. Alright, so that's that. Now we're gonna try to compress this to kind of like bring all those frequencies together. You're gonna kind of like, I already have a compressor that's already set up, so I'm just gonna turn that on. I usually go about 8.5 dB, like 4.6 ratio, and then very fast attack, and like I try not to blend it completely in when I'm compressing, so that it sounds more natural, and you'll be able to hear the difference. Compressing just blends those guitars in together nicely. And then we're going to just boosting some frequencies. I already have like one that I already have set up, and you'll be able to see what's going on right here. And you see how it just made that guitar louder. We're going to do the same thing on this side. And you can see like the sound wave where it's sitting, and like I've cut out the harsh frequencies, so that, you know, the guitars just sound cleaner, tighter, and more pleasing to your ears. Now, there's some clean parts down here, and like a bass during this chorus that I added. So I want to kind of show you guys what that sounds like. So there's just a bunch of delay on these guitars. Quite a bit of delay, so I'm doing the same thing here. It's kind of the same setup. High pass. I'm pulling out the really harsh frequencies, and low pass, and then compressing it, and then here's a look at what what it looks like. Again, you can hear a bunch of reverb and delay, which I add, and each effect will be different. I'll add it in the master sometimes, or sometimes I'll add it in here, but I don't. That's the thing about GarageBand, you don't really get a whole lot of room to work. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my mix, guys. Again, these guitar tracks are far from perfect. They need to be retracked, reworked. But that's pretty much how I go about EQing and whatnot. And a lot of people ask me, how do I get such good tone out of my guitars? And that's basically how I do it. Well, that's it, guys. That's going to be it for this video. Like I said, I am working with a new band now. I'm going to post a picture up here, or both link in the description for you to, like, if you guys want to follow those pages. Also, my social media pages down there. Yeah, a huge shout out again to Mark Hopkins for suggesting that I do a video, because he was just like trying to figure it out and he couldn't figure it out, so he asked me if I could just show him how to do it in this video, and that's content. So I was like, hey, I'll post it on YouTube and you can watch it there. It's gonna be a long video, it's a lot to explain. Huge shout out for to him, and you guys should give him a follow for this video. Again, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more content, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. I want to know what you guys think about you know, just the content on this channel, and if you guys learned anything, if it was helpful at all to you. Yeah, do all that below, and like always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Later.